Hello, how are you, Facebook? This is Karen, and I was sitting here talking with my cousin today, and we were just like, we just went for a run, and I just like started telling her my story of how I lost 40 pounds of baby weight. And she was like really moved by my story. And she's like, you need to share this with people. She was just really moved. We even started to cry, which we actually do a lot when we're together. We have this great connection with one another. And I just decided, as much as it scares me to, talk on these live videos, I felt compelled to just do it. And I know it's in the middle of a Saturday, but I want you to know like where I was and where I am now, and that it wasn't always easy for me. So when I, got pregnant with Matthew, I gained substantial weight. It was like about 85 pounds, 65 to 85 pounds. It was a lot. But I was fortunate that I was able to lose the weight from that pregnancy fairly easy. I also never had a weight problem in my life. But then when I got pregnant with Kayla, I also gained about 85 pounds in my pregnancy. It was like some serious weight. And I was a very happy pregnant person. I was not aware of what I was doing. I was not eating healthy at that time in my life. I literally would eat just regular Eggo waffles. I would load up some peanut butter. I would throw some syrup, Aunt Jemima syrup, on there and eat that every single day. I would eat huge, enormous meals. I would eat ice cream every single night. So I definitely was a happy, very pregnant person. And so then after I had Kayla, I gained about like 85 pounds, but she was like 5 pounds. So it was definitely like huge weight gain. So I had 40 pounds that was just like glued to me. And I did not feel good about myself. I felt really insecure. I felt uncomfortable. And I was telling my cousin, like, I used to take a sweatshirt and tie it around my waist because I was so uncomfortable how I looked, and I just wanted to cover myself up. And like even my relationships were I wouldn't say failing, but like even my relationship with Scott, like I felt so insecure and uncomfortable with myself. Things were just not as good as they used to be. So I went to my doctor, and it was like my 8-week appointment with my checkup. I had a C-section, so you had to wait 8 weeks before you could, get cleared for anything. And so the doctor said, you're cleared to, you can exercise. And so I still had this 40 pounds on me. I thought like when I had Matthew, I was like, why isn't this weight just dropping off? I said, you know what? I'm going to the gym and I'm going to sign myself up. And I don't really know that much about fitness because I was somebody that like, I wasn't as into exercise as I am now. Like you only see that person of who I am now, but you don't know where I was. So like I would do the elliptical like 20 minutes, but that was like about the gist of my exercise. So I drove to that gym literally from that appointment, left the doctor's office. I drove to the gym. I signed myself up, and it was some package deal that they talked me into because I'm a sucker for that. And I signed me and Scott up, and I came home and I was so excited. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna lose this 40 pounds because I don't feel good about myself, and I don't like it. I'm tired of being uncomfortable. So he was like, well, why'd you do that? Like, he's like, I'm not going to go. And I said, it doesn't matter. I'm going, and I don't care how much it costs, and I don't care what it is, but I'm going, and I want you to try it too. And so he gave it a chance, and it's funny, he got hooked, because he was also in a place in his life where he gained about 40 pounds. It just happened. So we started going to the gym, and what happened was, when I went to the gym, I didn't know what to do. I definitely would get anxious about going. And I shared about my anxiety, and that's just, part of who I am. So I'd go to the gym, and I would just walk on the treadmill. I would tie my sweatshirt around my waist because I hated the way my body looked. And I would walk on the treadmill, and I was like, nothing was really happening with weight loss. So I saw like these classes, and I was like, well, maybe I'll try a class. And I went into the class, and I was like so like overwhelmed and nervous, and I saw all these like really fit people, and I was like, I just was uncomfortable. So I stood like in the back corner, and I remember seeing this one girl stand out to me. She was in such great shape, and she was in that front, and she was rocking that workout. Oh, thank you, Catherine. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining me to listen to my story. So I'm in the class, and I'm watching this girl, and I'm so uncomfortable with myself. And I said, I'm going to be that girl. I'm going to lose my weight, and I'm going to be that girl in the front, and I'm going to be like in great shape. So I didn't know how I was going to get there, but I just said it in my mind. So I went to Scott, and I said, Scott, I need help. I don't know what to do in the gym. And he said, come on, like he's like, come to the weights with me. And I was always had that mindset that as a female, if you lift weights, you're going to get bulky. And he's like, just come with me, and I'm going to help you. So I started lifting the weights, and still I didn't notice like a ton of changes happening. But he was getting really into the exercise. And he actually got this magazine. It was, I don't know if it was like men's some kind of fitness magazine. And he kept seeing this common theme in the magazines about nutrition and clean eating. And he's like, what's this clean eating thing? In the meantime, I'm trying Weight Watchers, South Beach diet, some Bob Green diet that Oprah did, and like all this stuff. And I could not connect to any of it. I just didn't, I don't know, I just didn't. So, Scott's like, I'm going to buy this book on clean eating. It piqued an interest in him. So he came home, he read the book, and he's like, this book's good. I really like this. He's like, I think you're going to like it, and I want you to read it too. So I read the book, and I was like, I connect to this. Like, I really, I just totally connected with it. And he's like, let's do this. And I was like, all right, you know what? We're going to do this together. So before all of this, I didn't eat healthy. I ate crappy. I ate everything that I wouldn't eat now. And you know what? I never cooked growing up. So I wasn't good at cooking. I never meal prepped. I never did any of it. But I said, you know what? I'm going to do this step by step. So I read the book, and I was like, all right, well, I'm going to, start small. I'm going to start cutting out sugar. Maybe I won't put so much sugar in my coffee. And, instead of butter, I'm going to have olive oil. Instead of white pasta, I'm going to have whole wheat pasta. And I did baby steps, one day at a time. And I built upon it. So I wasn't to where I am now. Like, I didn't even really, I just was learning how to cook. And it was hard. Like, we committed to a full year of clean eating. And we did it together, and I needed his support because he lost the weight so fast, and I didn't. And I would cry, I would struggle, and I'd be like, why did you lose your weight so fast? Why am I not losing the weight so fast? And I'm doing everything that I should be doing. I'm eating clean, I'm exercising every day. But my journey took a little longer. It took me a full year to lose that 40 pounds. But he would lift me up. He would say, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop. Don't give up. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back up. I'm gonna keep going. And you know, between the exercise and sticking to the nutrition and learning, you know, day by day, just improving. You know, sometimes I made mistakes, but I had a goal. I said, I'm going to lose this weight because I can't stand how I feel. I don't want to feel insecure anymore. I don't want my relationships to suffer. And I want to show my kids that I can do this. So that's another point, is I had a 2-year-old and I had a newborn. And I had 2 kids that didn't sleep. They just were the worst sleepers ever. And Kayla had health issues where she developed at like 2 weeks old, asthma and allergies. It took us about 3 months to even figure out that she had food allergies. That's a whole nother story, but that would make her not sleep at night because of the asthma and her breathing treatments and all this stuff. So I wasn't sleeping. I had 2 kids. Very little. Matthew had anxiety. And Scott worked midnights. So I had no sleep, and I had the 2 kids, and I went back to work, and I found the time to do it anyway. And because I find from people that I get like, well, how can I fit fitness in? I'm not sleeping, or I don't have time. And I want you to know you do, and you are worth it, and you can do this. If I could do it, you can do it. I'm not special. And I just like decided that I wanted to feel better, because not just for myself, but for my family. So I just, like I said, like I did it anyway, and it helped me relieve my anxiety. It helped me to be a more patient mother. And that was my journey. And so I want people to know that I wasn't where I am today, where it is easier for me to meal prep and cook healthy, because I've learned so much. It's been 10 years now. But when I started, I kept it simple. And I just, day by day, I just built upon you know, every day what I was learning. I got support from Scott. I got support from my family. I let them know that this was important to me, to feel better about myself, and to just be the best I can be. So I hope I made sense, because I get so nervous on these lives. I don't know why. It just like does that to me. But I wanted you to know my, you know, parts of my story, and where I was, and now I've just made this my lifestyle. And I do truly, I mean, there's so much passion. I could cry, that I love to help others. I'm sorry. But I really do love helping others, because I know where I was and where I am today, and how I built my confidence, and how I am truly happy with myself, and I love giving that to others. So I hope you enjoyed my story. Have a good day.